What's going on? Let's make it to another video, and today is another episode of Movie Review Wednesday, guys. We're back. I'm excited. We didn't have a movie review last week. That was kind of a few things. The first thing was there just wasn't any movies that came out that I wanted to talk about. I was going to do a quick fire, but then I had my mom in town. I was busy with classes, so I was just like, let's just scrap it for the week. I know you guys wanted one, but there wasn't anything for me to talk about. But this week, though, oh my gosh, do we have something to talk about this week. But first off, before we even get into that, if you are new, thank you all so much for taking the time to like, comment, and subscribe. It means the absolute world. And also, if you are new and you don't know, we have a giveaway going on right now. That is right. Celebrating hitting 300 subscribers, I am giving away 2 digital codes. A digital code, a 4K Ultra HD digital code for Captain America Civil War, and for Avengers Endgame. If you want to win both of those codes, this is what you have to do. Go into my Twitter, Fanatic15, and follow me. Then after you follow me, you can do one of two things. You can either comment down below on this video saying you want to be entered in the giveaway, or tweet me that you want to be entered into the giveaway. And the last thing you need to do is you need to subscribe. This is a subscriber giveaway. If you are not subscribed, you will not win. I think I'm going to have the giveaway go for another 2 weeks-ish. And then I will pick the winner. So if you have not already joined the giveaway, join now, because you could win. You could win. But today, we are talking about a big movie that has come out. This is one of the bigger movies that is coming out this year. This was highly anticipated for a lot of horror fans. If I say that, you already know what I'm talking about. Today, we are talking about It Chapter 2. So if you are new, this is basically how Movie Review Wednesday works. I will give you the synopsis of the movie, tell you what the movie's about, tell you how it is rated on certain rating websites, and I will give you my review. I will give you the good, give you the bad, give you what I thought on the movie. Then at the end of the movie, I will give you a ranking from A to F. Nothing goes over A. There are no A pluses except for Avengers Endgame. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. We are talking about It Chapter 2 today. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of It Chapter 2? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let's have a nice lively conversation down below. But without further ado, I think we just jump right into the synopsis. And for the synopsis of It Chapter 2, defeated by members of the Losers Club, the evil clown Pennywise returns 27 years later to terrorize the town of Derry, Maine once again. Now adults, the childhood friends have long since gone their separate ways, but when people start disappearing, Mike Hanlon calls the others home for one final stand. Damaged by scars from the past, the united losers must conquer their deepest fears to destroy the shape-shifting Pennywise, now more powerful than ever. IMDb rates it a 7.1 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes rates it a 63%. Now, spoiler alert for you guys, I have not seen It Chapter 1. I know. I don't have time. I don't own it, so I have not had an opportunity to watch it. So I went into this cold. Therefore, I was confused about a lot of things. But even though that was the case, I still thoroughly enjoyed the film. I really did. The first thing I want to talk about is just the casting. So I knew in the first movie you had the kids, you had the Losers Club, you had all those great kids, and I knew going into the second one that it was a big time jump, 27 years to be exact. And I feel like overall, there were a few castings that were kind of iffy, but overall, I think that they hit the ball out of the park with these castings. I think that they were as perfect as you could have gotten for certain cases. Now I'm going to say again, not every casting was perfect. There were a few that I thought were iffy, but a majority of the castings were nail on the head right away. And that was the first thing I want to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about is the story. So I, again, have not seen the first one, but the second one on its own is relatively an interesting story. I know it's based off of the very famous Stephen King novel, but I think that this second act of the story was done and portrayed very well. Overall, there are some gripes I have. I will get into those in the bad. But of course, I gotta say, the next thing that really stands out is Pennywise himself. Bill Skarsgård, I think is how you say his name, was fantastic. The bright and shining part of the movie was his performance as Pennywise. I mean, you believed the dark, menacing just nature of this character, and you know, there were interviews that said he had to go to a really deep place to do this, and it was incredible. It really was. That's the thing that really stands out to me the most in this film, is the portrayal of Pennywise and how Skarsgård was able to do that. Because for me, that was incredible. I knew it was going to be good. I didn't know how great it was going to be. It was absolutely fantastic. The next point I want to make is, this isn't really that scary of a movie. It's more suspenseful and more creepy. And one thing that worked well in this movie was some of these suspense aspects. There were some that were kind of like you knew it was going to happen. I will get into that in the bad. But overall, it did what it wanted to do by like adding that suspense. Like I said, it's technically a horror movie. It is. But in the end, I didn't leave scared. I left more suspenseful and more creeped out, which I think is really what they tried to go for, and I think they executed very well. And the last thing I want to talk about is there's just like small performances that really stood out. Like the old lady performance. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. That stood out to me. A lot of the Losers Club stood out to me. But it's just in little ways. I don't think there was one performance besides Pennywise that really stood out above the rest. I think Bill Hader was relatively good. But yeah, the rest were good. I'm not saying they weren't. They were good. But I don't think there was anything that was extremely special about any of the other performances. So with the good comes the bad. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm bashing on this movie, but in general, I really enjoyed it. Now with the bad though. The length. The length was... It was too long. It was. It's almost 3 hour. It's an almost 3 hour movie. And this is kind of a point I'm going to hit on next, is like the writing. I'll just hit it right now. There were certain parts of the film that I understand you're trying to give characters development. I get that. But there were just parts where I was like, do we need that? There were some like individual character moments that I thought weren't exactly needed, whereas some of the others were. There were some character moments that I thought were necessary, but not all of them. You know, there were moments in this film where like you could have shaved off 15 to 20 minutes of this movie in general. So that was the thing, is it was a very long movie. You had to really be prepared to sit there for over 3 hours with the previews. And then the next thing I want to talk about is there was some CGI stuff. That's kind of expected in any big movie like this, you know, that there may be some questionable CGI. So I don't really ding that as much. But there was some, and I want to mention it. And then the last thing I want to say is there was a lot of just predictable scares. There would be stuff that was going to happen, and you're like, this is about to happen. And I think that's why I didn't really get that scared, because I was like ready for it. A lot of the jump scares, I was like, here comes a jump scare. And I was already ready for it. That doesn't mean that the scares weren't like... That doesn't mean that the movie itself as a horror movie was bad. I think overall, the way it took with being like a suspenseful, creepy movie, that's how they should market it, I think, because it was more suspenseful and more creepy than scary. The jump scares didn't really get me that big, because I think they were very predictable and just not great, I want to say. But yeah, overall, I enjoy the film for what it is. I think after I watch It Chapter 1, I will have a better respect for it. But yeah, overall, it's a solid film. I'm not going to lie. I know it sounds like I'm kind of really dragging it down, but I'm not. I did enjoy the film for what it was. So that's pretty much it for the review. I gotta give you guys a ranking, and I know it sounds like I was bashing it, but I gave It Chapter 2 a B+. I mean, I think it's overall a good movie. Yeah, it's a little long. Yeah, there's stuff that could have been cut out. Yeah, there's some casting that I was like, eh. And there was some predictable scares. But overall, that stuff doesn't ding it as much to completely derail my score. I still give it a B+. I think overall it's a solid movie. I would recommend it. It's long, but I think overall it's good. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of It Chapter 2? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I would love to talk to you guys down in the comments below. Let me know. That's pretty much it, guys. This is a bit of a quicker review. I kind of just want to push this one out. Feeling good about it. You know, again, let me know down in the comments what you think. Enter the giveaway. Tweet me. Follow me on Twitter. Tweet me. All that good stuff. And guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. And we'll see you in the next video.